Red Kingdom Recap. It's Mark McNally and Stefan Bunch, and it is the offseason. So we're going to talk offseason strategy, free agency, draft, and where are we going as we move toward those big NFL events.
Mark, what I love about you is that you are always thinking about the Chiefs. It's hysterical. As we've been working through different conversations from GMs to possible trades.
Coaching shifts.
To Tyreek Hill coming in wherever he's at. Like, we are just having the conversations throughout. And so our goal is just to keep everybody in loop. Where we at? So we're right in the middle of the offseason.
Yeah.
We have a little bit longer offseason than we're used to.
Yeah.
But we're excited because we're ramping into the draft.
The super NFL nerds are at the combine right now in Indianapolis, but we're not that nerds. We're not nerding out at that level.
Whenever we can make our income from this, then we will be.
We'll be at the combine.
So let's talk through some of our previous draft things that we've seen from our GMs, what we found, and then kind of the direction that we feel like we should go this offseason.
Yeah. I think big picture, sort of like, where are you at with free agency and the draft and positional need? Have you given a lot of thought to that?
Man, I think right now there's a lot of shiny objects out there. and my first instinct is to run after the shiny objects.
Sign Kenneth Walker for 15 to 18 million.
You know, you got Breece Hall out there, Tyreek Hill.
They're saying he might get franchise tag now.
Yeah, which probably is a good call for them.
Which they could tag and then trade him. So, but we don't want to give up draft. Anyway, keep going.
Yes. So, but there's a lot of movement. Like, it's fun to see kind of people moving around. This is a fun time of the year.
It is,
for that side of things. It's interesting. We were talking even before this about how the Chiefs have always been willing to make those big moves, even on some of these guys that we feel like could be franchise guys. Yeah. But we are looking in the future and keep rebuilding the team. But recently, it's been a little bit different. Can you kind of explain what you were saying there?
Yeah, what I was saying earlier is I saw the second and third championships built on hard decisions, like letting Tyrann Mathieu go, letting Frank Clark go, letting L'Jarius Sneed go, letting Tyreek Hill go. I mean, look at the haul we got from the Tyreek Hill trade.
Yeah, huge.
This was the model that Patriots, used for their sustained success.
No one player is bigger than the team.
We can't play top money for every positional.
Yeah, you keep winning Super Bowls, getting deep into the playoffs. You can't pay everybody.
You can't.
And it's just a business decision.
But the trend, I was sharing with you, the trend seems to be the last 2 or 3 years, well, we're going to pay Noah Gray and Mike Dana and George Karlaftis and Nick Bolton and
it's like, and they're all names as a Chiefs fan that you love to hear.
You do.
And it's this balance.
There's a sentimental, right?
Yeah. And you got Creed and you got Trey. Like,
we paid Creed, we paid Trey. I
feel like we have a ton of positions that we're the highest paid positions in.
You're not wrong.
Throughout offense, defense alike, and kicker even. And it's interesting to see that because, like I said, as a Chiefs fan, Harrison Butker's my guy. Like, I want him to be there.
He's the highest paid kicker in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. Even when we moved on from Tommy Townsend, like, I was like, man, I'm bummed. Yeah. But you realize, it's another year. It's the NFL. It's a job.
You have to do that. Unless some teams have a strategy of leveraging the future for 1 or 2 year run at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's not us. We have a generational quarterback. And I just fear that we're not going to make, I think you have to trade McDuffie. I think you have to get draft capital for him. I think he's going to want 25 to 30 million a year, like elite corner, outside corner money. And he's a slot corner.
Yeah.
We put him on the outside. You saw how that worked, right? Against some of the stud X receivers. Like, he's just not big enough.
And like you said, in that position specifically, our coaching staff has a way of just molding these guys, and we can bring them up. Like L'Jarius Sneed, he's a huge corner. Yeah, he brought up from the draft.
That's a great point. It's a big picture of what's your strategy, let guys go or not, but there's also a positional group aspect to it.
Yeah,
we are quarterback factory, man. Like, we just let Javarius Ward go, let Brashad Breeland go, let L'Jarius Sneed. It doesn't matter. Like, we can draft a guy in the 5th round and he's the next Jalen Watson, right?
Exactly.
And so I think that is another argument for me of letting Trent go. I don't love it. I love Trent McDuffie, But you have to make hard choices. I love the honey badger.
100%.
You have to make hard choices.
Yeah. And it's funny because like there's a lot of talk right now. Brett Veach is saying how he really wants to get a long-term deal with Trent McDuffie. But, you know, we are in this business where you're negotiating here and there. Like,
I want to sign Trey Hendrickson at D end and Kenneth Walker. Right?
Bring him on. Yeah.
Exactly. But we're not even under the salary cap yet.
Exactly.
We have like how many days to get compliant to the salary cap? I don't remember.
But yeah, we got some work to do for sure. And they're restructuring. There's opportunity there for sure.
But it's not like we have 30 or 40 million laying around just for free agency.
Yeah, exactly. But with that, Veach, you know, I think that there's a part of it that he's talking to the media in all this light because he wants to build as much leverage in the trade market as possible to get capital. So I think that even though there's a lot of talk about Veach keeping McDuffie, trying to get a deal worked out, I think it's a social play in order to maybe build some more leverage there. So it'll be interesting to see here before the draft what happens with him. I think that'll be a pretty quick one if it happens.
You can't believe anything these GMs are saying right now. It's all poker.
It's all exactly. Nobody's showing their cards.
Absolutely not.
If they are, then they are a terrible GM.
Exactly. The only cards that they have to show is free agency. You know, when who they sign in free agent, what positional groups they meet the need through signing free agents. They can't really hide that.
Yeah.
So going into the draft, teams are going to know, well, they signed position. At the end, but they still need this. But as far as what they get up in a press conference and say, don't believe a word of it.
We're not hearing a thing.
Yeah.
What do you think about Tyreek Hill being back on the market? What's your initial thoughts on that?
There's so many aspects to it. A, we have a wide receiver room with a guy with off-field issues already. So now we're bringing a second one of those in. B,
culturally, it's a tough
culturally, it's a tough move. B, like we don't have any money.
Yeah.
So we're going to so does Brett Veach and Andy Reid have any history of paying top of the market money to a 30-plus-year-old wide receiver?
No, they're minimum deals for sure. And they're good at bringing some of those guys in, but we don't really ever see much production out of them.
Does Tyreek Hill have an ego?
100%.
Can you see him taking a $4 to $6 million contract?
The one thing about it is I feel like he did the whole grass is greener on the other side and found out it wasn't right. And so maybe there's something in his mind that's like
maybe
bringing it back together. Yeah. I will say this,
Get the band back together.
He is 32. As a wide receiver, elite, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, oops.
But speed was the thing that made him elite.
Yeah.
And after an injury, you just never know exactly how he's going to come.
It was ankle and knee, wasn't it? Yeah, brutal injury.
And so
how is that going to impact his effectiveness, right?
And without the speed, it really, I mean,
to be fair to him, he is a good route runner too. Like
but he doesn't have the size. You know, there's a lot of things that
speed is
his
definitely
speed just overcame in a lot
major
of ways.
Tool in his bag.
But it would be nice to. I mean, he had some drops when he was with KC as well, though. But he seemed to have a problem with that. I'm
a no on Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
I just think we have to start making longer term decisions.
I think, it's part of it when it's like, you're trying to build, in my mind as a fan, it's like, man, back to that comfortable space, 2018, 2019, when we were high flying, everything was cool. It's like, there's a part of me that's like, man, if we bring him back, it'll be like that again. But I know that's not actually the case because they're all 5, 6, 7 years older at this point.
And the NFL changes.
Yeah.
Like the defenses have changed. It's a running game is much more
absolutely
important in the NFL right now because of how the defense has shifted. And
you're totally right.
It's just not going to be like it was.
Yeah. It's never like it was.
No.
So
it's better to just move on.
Yeah,
carve out.
You're probably right. What about Travis Kelce having a conversation and coming back another year? Same thing.
Same thing. Like, how much of a hometown discount is he willing to take? I mean,
I think, man, if we had another year to have him and we could bring somebody up in the tight end world, I felt like this year we were supposed to be doing that. Like last year, I thought we were going to be bringing up.
There was Jared Wiley after Noah Gray, and are these guys the heir apparent? And they're not.
I don't see it. No. And so maybe in the draft we'll see something there as well.
There's an undrafted free agent named Jake Brenningstool, that a lot of the
there's a lot of talk about.
Cheap nerds are
okay.
Yeah, he's got he's a developmental.
Yeah.
But I think you really, without a absolute wide receiver one, we can't get the Kelce replacement wrong. Like
100%.
At free agency draft, I don't care. Kyle Pitts, Isaiah Likely, or a first or second round draft pick.
There has to be a staple there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if we had the 9th pick last year and grabbed Brock Bowers.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been a game changer.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we didn't have the 9th pick last year.
Touche.
This year, though, there's a lot of talk about at that 9th pick.
Mm-hmm. You want to get into the draft?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So obviously a ton of talk about Jeremiyah Love, generational running back. I think that half of the field is going that direction. I'm curious what the odds are on this stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's that guy out of Miami, defensive end. What's his name?
Yeah, Ruben Bain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's, I think, more the direction that most
Bailey.
people are going. Mm-hmm. But what do you think on it?
I think the smart decision is to get a defensive end. I think the next best decision would be to get one of these wide receivers, Carnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon, like one of these legit wide receiver ones.
Yeah.
There are mock drafts that have like all 3 of them gone and Jeremiyah Love gone
before the 9th pick.
Yeah. And there's only one quarterback coming off the board in the first 9 picks. So, but you do have GMs that fall back on you take the best player available at your pick. And I think you can make a case that at 9, that could be Jeremiyah Love or Caleb Downs, the safety, who could be like the next Eric Berry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's fun to have these conversations because these are regardless, there's going to be some generational talent that comes in this draft.
In this draft at 9, you should be able to get a Chris Jones, Trent McDuffie, Pat. You should be able to get one of those franchise players.
Nice.
Yeah. You really should.
The thing about Jeremiyah Love, I mean, I think he's a game changer, but running backs, their lifespan in the NFL.
Their lifespan is short. You can get them on the free agent market. You can get really good ones on the free agency market for $10 million.
Yeah. And
so is it a wise financial choice and long-term choice with the longevity of running backs?
We've got to do something at running back, though.
Because everybody's like, well, he could be the next Jamal Charles. How many Super Bowls did we win with Jamal Charles?
Exactly. But, man, we've got the front 3 right now with our offensive line. If we have somebody that can be just just scary in that position.
Yeah. But, again, the argument is Travis Etienne, Breece Hall, and Kenneth Walker would do that.
Yeah. I like Etienne.
Yeah.
And I think
there was a lot of chatter about Etienne and Kansas City. Yeah.
Kenneth Walker, I think, probably just priced himself out of this thing.
Super Bowl MVP and all.
It's like, all right, now it's going to be a tough one. Yeah. But, and like you said, Breece Hall looks like there might be franchise tag. Yeah. So I think Etienne would be the play.
Yeah.
So, but I think if we don't get Jeremiyah Love, which I don't really want us to do, he's the shiny object for sure. Object, right. But but man, I'm a huge Pacheco fan. Yeah. I love Pacheco.
Oh, he's
done. We've got to get somebody that's stable back there.
Yep.
And so we've got to figure out how to get the pressure off of our passing offense.
And I am not deep. I've got like first round draft grade guys kind of locked in, but I'm not really locked in on the second and third tier. So after Jeremiyah Love, like the next tier of running backs we could get at pick 40, or maybe if we trade back, in the late first, early second round. I'm not really all that educated on that part of it.
We'll do a deep dive into that.
My guess is that the third and fourth running back in the draft is not going to be your next wide receiver 1 bell cow.
Yeah.
It's just my gut. Doesn't typically tend to be the case.
Yeah.
And I just think running back is an important position. It's becoming more important in the NFL. It's not that important in Andy Reid's offense. Remember how effective Jerick McKinnon was?
Third down back, man. He was the guy.
I know, but he fit what Reid. And what did he make? He wasn't like demanding $15 million a year on the free agency market.
Yeah.
He was a guy who fit our system. And I think we need to find the next Damian Williams, the next Isaiah Pacheco, the next Jerick McKinnon.
To fill in.
Yeah. And I think Brashard Smith has some potential for that.
Yeah.
I just would hate for us to pass on like Jamar Chase or an Aiden Hutchinson just because Jeremiyah Love was the shiny object.
And getting a top tier wide receiver or defensive end, defensive tackle on a 5-year deal compared to spending $10 million on a running back that's pretty prime.
Yeah.
I mean, the value there just doesn't make as much sense either.
The value pick for Jeremiyah Love doesn't make very much sense. Yeah. This is a generational talent, and you just don't pass up the next, whatever, who's the Saquon Barkley. You don't pass up that guy. Okay, that's an argument. I mean, I can't completely disagree that there's an argument there. Yeah. I just think you have an entire roster to build out. You have the salary cap that you're facing. And so that's why I lean more.
Needs.
There are much bigger needs.
We do have Patrick Mahomes, so he's going to...
Need I remind you of our pass rush last year?
That was atrocious.
Abysmal.
And we paid heavily for our defensive end.
For guys who didn't
For Carl Loftus.
Mike Dana.
Yeah, is Dana out?
He cut. Yeah,
he's cut. Mm-hmm. So we're definitely getting somebody in the draft.
Oh, the defensive line is going to be a massive overhaul. Yeah. You're going to have Jones, Carl Loftus, and then the two rookies from last year, Gelati and Omar Norman-Law.
Gelati? Yeah. I like him.
No, he's got upside.
It seems like he has a motor, but they're both Norman Law and Gelati. I mean, they're going to be 2 years before they're really jumping in.
Maybe, yeah. I think one of them could have a breakout year next year.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. I mean, what about, I think on the chopping block, obviously Jawan Taylor, which we both are like, please don't restructure him. He's way too expensive. We got to do something. Like, we'll trade him.
Do you know what offensive lineman led the NFL in penalties last year?
I'm sure it's that guy.
Ding, 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 ding. Tell him what he's won, Johnny.
Dude, I read something about the left tackle for the Packers. Yeah. What's his name?
Mm-hmm. I forgot, but
we're like somehow
that we are linked to him. Yeah,
he was just as bad as Jawan Taylor.
Oh, really?
And he's going to be just as expensive. And we're going to want to put him on the right side. It just doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense. When you've got Jalen Moore under contract, you've got Esapole.
Yeah, he had a super high pressure rate. So for sure, we got to I like Jalen Moore, work him into that. We are always, the last couple of years have been super weird on injuries on the offensive line.
There has.
So depth is super key.
It is.
We found, what's that guy, Osapole, the huge dude?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
I'm like,
solid.
He's got opportunity. So
there's this narrative in the national media that the Chiefs offensive line is trash and has to be rebuilt. That's just not an accurate narrative. I mean, we were decimated by injuries, but if you get Josh Simmons back, Kingsley was a stud at left tackle.
I was so pleased to see.
You got Trey, and you have two options. Just let Jalen Moore and Esapole battle it out. Yeah. Training camp for the starting right tackle position.
Wanye Morris probably get out of there.
I see positional need groups way higher than offensive line.
Absolutely. So we were putting them together. I mean, there was a point where Esapole, is that his name? Uh-huh. He was on our practice squad. We just signed him in and got him up. But aside from that, dude, I feel like there's real opportunity, real depth there that we found. Mm-hmm. And we kind of found it in the trenches, like in the hard moments. And so that'll be interesting.
They got experience.
What about
all the injuries?
Another guy I feel like that's on the cutting block would be Drew Tranquill. Mm-hmm. He's one of those culture guys that he's another one that's like, as a Chiefs fan, man, I love to see him. Like, I think he's awesome. He brings a
this could
punch.
Be a little off, but if you cut him, I think we save $6 million on the cap.
Yeah, something like that. It's
and you got Bassa was a high day 2 draft pick, and you've got Leo Chenal's a free agent, so
he's also kind of. We'll see what
you have to. I believe you have to sign Tranquill or keep Tranquill or sign Chenal. I don't think you can lose Chenal and Tranquill. Yeah.
I mean, Bolton's the guy, but he got injured a few times. Like, he was kind of in and out a bit.
Well, and
we need somebody else to
be kind of the quarterback of the linebacker group, but he's not going to be out in coverage.
I hope not. He should never be. Yeah, that's what I like about Bosa and Tranquill. Mm-hmm. They were safeties that kind of came, Bosa, and they were safeties that kind of came into the linebacker realm. Yep. It's still, I don't love to see them in coverage. Like, we've seen them flying across
the
field.
Better than Bolton. Or Jamari Connor. Yes. Don't get started on Jamari Connor.
Yes. Oh, man, we just have PTSD from some of his plays. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
Brian Cook's a free agent.
Brian Cook. Yeah, he had some key plays. There's some of these guys that, but once again, defensive backs I feel a little less concerned about. Yeah. It's not the main priority. Yep. But I do think that middle of the field, we were getting blown up on coverage wise. And so finding some speed in that area. But it all goes back to getting to the quarterback.
Yeah.
It goes totally back to the defensive line.
Yeah. I think our secondary was a little better than what it looked like because there was never pressure on the quarterback.
If you don't have pressure on the quarterback, there's no way to rush him to get him uncomfortable. And when we did, we found success.
Good cover corners can't last 6, 7, 8 seconds against NFL receivers.
Exactly. Yeah. That's way too much.
Yep.
So I think you're right on. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure we'll have some more recaps throughout the going up to the draft and then through training camp.
Like we said, the combine's going on right now, but let's have another episode for the folks probably around free agency.
Yeah.
Like right after the first wave and beginning of the second wave of free agency.
We should do every other week or at least, we'll try to get some consistency going.
And absolutely draft. It might be kind of cool to do a night of the draft. Do something there. We're looking at
Parker over here. By the way, Parker is amazing.
He is.
We literally sit here and just talk, and then he just does the rest. Yeah. So, So
then I get little notifications that all our content is uploaded.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because
he's
of
the
Parker.
boss. So if anybody wants to hire Parker, he's $400,000.
Wow, an hour?
An hour.
Okay. So
we're trying to keep him unaffordable for the rest of the world. But no, very good. Well, thank you for joining us for the Red Kingdom recap. We love doing this. We love talking Chiefs. We love talking life. So if you have any thoughts, maybe we're way off on one of our predictions. Maybe we should go with Jeremiyah Love.
Maybe we should
keep Jawan Taylor.
Maybe we should keep Jawan Taylor. Maybe we should pay Trent McDuffie top dollar.
Why don't we trade Mahomes? Prime Mahomes, get a bunch of draft
you could get some draft capital there.
So maybe there's something that we're missing. So shoot us a message.
Yeah.
We'd love to have a conversation.
And like and subscribe, all that comment
stuff. Mark also loves being proved wrong. So bring it on. Give us some stats where he was wrong.
Yeah.
And so he won't fight it at all. He'll just go with it, man. Thank you for joining us. Like, subscribe. We will see you soon.
Go Chiefs.